Hi, I'm Patrick and welcome to my whiskey den, channel 46.5, where we're not watered down, but we won't slap you in the face either. Well, maybe just once. Just once. But I'm coming to you today because the live stream that we did on Monday did not go quite as planned. I had probably about 60-70% of it right, but there was a few things I missed. So, I'm going to go over what we talked about, and I'll have that fixed later. So my apologies to everyone, but there was just a slight reverb. Um, so I didn't really think that was something that everyone should be seeing. But so tonight we're going to go over what we talked about. First off, the Yamazaki 12 that Jeffrey sent. Um, After tasting it, I thought it was the quintessential kind of Japanese whiskey that I hadn't had yet. It had a few other ones, maybe 4 or 5, but when I had that, when my head, ideally when I hadn't had any Japanese, that's kind of what I thought it was going to taste like. So it was a really wonderful thing to try, especially with anything being age statement in Japanese now. Um, just happy to even get a taste of it. But I think that the Mihadikyo, or the Nika Mihadikyo, is, I liked a little bit better. I think it was a little more complex than what that was. And the harmony I had, I think, was a little more playful on the fruity, light notes in it. So I don't know. It was something I definitely enjoyed, but I think there may be other ones out there that would be worth trying just because age statement Japanese whiskeys are pretty darn expensive. Then we had something fantastic, and I'm trying to decide whether or not to pour a little bit in this glass, and I'm going to do it. He sent Tobias and the Angel, which is a blend. Yeah, we're going to do a little bit, just a tad. Um, it is a 24-year-old Klein Leash, and I believe a 35-year-old Coila. So it's pretty exciting. Just the numbers kind of jump out at you and grab you no matter when that happens. Those big numbers always kind of come out, and you're like to be excited. This was really well blended together. Obviously, Compass Box doesn't do pretty much anything bad. And I don't even know if there's much I don't like that they actually do, but oh, it's so rich and fruity. And then it's got like that clove kind of mid level in it. All I remember is this was fantastic. It's fantastic, but for the I want to say $500 or $600 a bottle it is. I'm just happy I got a chance to get a taste of it. But yeah, this was. Oh, it's like sweet honeysuckle, candy, apricot, clove. That clove is sticking around and it's starting to fade away. There's some barrel note in there coming in now, but only as it's starting to dry out your mouth. Oh, there's more stuff going on. So really, really complex, really exciting. Nothing abusive. Nothing. Like I said, it was really well blended. Compass Box made another orchestra here. It is tremendous. So if you get a chance to try it someplace, please do. But I am a Klein Leash fan, so I mean, kind of a little biased there, just going to be honest about it. So then after that, we jumped into a Michter's Rye. Ooh, I take that back. A Michter's cask strength rye that Jeffrey got to bottle himself at the factory. Or I think when he was in Louisville, Kentucky. And he said, and I understand this, that if you're not there with like a bunch of people and you're just going in to bottle your own bottle, like it is a little anticlimactic. Like sometimes it's more exciting if you got 2 or 3 people. If you're just stopping in and doing the experience, it's great. But it may not be as, you know, get as pumped up about it. So like if you got 2 or 3 friends there, you come out to like, oh, let me see the bottle. That's a fantastic box. If it's just you and you're done, it's a little. It could be a little anticlimactic, but you did walk out with something that was pretty good, because I don't like ryes very much. I mean, there are some unique ones we've had on here that I think are pretty good, but it was spicy. I'm not gonna go over it. I don't remember the whole thing right now, but I do remember I liked it, and it wasn't like a standard one that I thought of it. Barely no alcohol burn for being like a cask strength version of stuff. So that was really neat. So I mean, it was 3 for 3 of stuff that was pretty exciting so far in the night. Then we jumped over to the Balcones, and I'm gonna say this wrong, Hechiceros, which is finished in a port cask, and excuse me, that, as some people would say, is a Ferrari whiskey. There is so much going on in that. Oh, found it right here. Guess what? It's still here. So I'm gonna pour this one, because this one had so much going on that it was hard to keep up with it flavor wise. I thought you would need to sit down and give it maybe 15 minutes or maybe 2 or 3 tastings just to get a really good handle on it, because it is, like I was saying, it's got some punch to it being from Texas, but like I said, there was a lot going on. So yeah, like on this I'm getting some little dark fruit note, like a smoke, a couple other things. Like I'm gonna be quick here because I want to get through all of them. I don't want you to hold you here a long time, so I just want to drink a little more of this before the weekend. So yep, same thing there. It's like a rush of heat. The wood, it's not overwhelming though, but compared to the other ones, you could tell that we were going up the scale in heat. Oh, that is a wonderful, like 1-2, going from the richness in there with this afterwards, just the heat and the boldness. Oh, it's pretty good. It's very, I take that back. It is very good, and it deserves its own little review because there was so much going on the inside of it. There's like some creme brulee, raisins. I remember that a lot of neat stuff and excitement going on in there, and it was like that one slap I said, just like just once, like right off the bat, like, whew, I was drinking something that's got some punch, but it wasn't an overwhelming punch. It was just like letting you know that it was there, because there are some other ones that are at a lower percentage that will give you a far worse kick in the teeth. So I was excited about that one. I like Texas whiskey. I like how it gets there. It was exceedingly dark for what it was. It almost had like let's see if I can show it here, like a brown hue to the actual liquor, not like an amber, almost like a brownish hue, kind of really laying in on it from the wood. So that is neat to see the difference of, like 3 or 4 years here versus, like, take a look back here, 24 and 35 versus probably like 4 or 5, maybe 4. I don't remember the actual thing, but just, that's crazy. That's crazy fun excitement. And then we had one more on the list, and this one, do I have a clean glass? Hold on, I'm going to be right back. 2 seconds. And I'm back. So, the last one that I tried, I actually tried with Chad before he left. It went back, but I did give him a sample because the night he came here, we did samples earlier, and then we went out. By the time we came back, it was bedtime after we were out. But this was MB Roland Dark Fire. This comes from Kentucky. Part of the corn is like fire roasted. I believe 30% of it is. Jeffrey knew all the exciting stats on this, but I just know this was something I thought was a definite sleeper whiskey, and it was something impressive because off the smell, you get fruit, a little bit of a high note, but there's like this smoke, and the way I was seeing it was like a wet campfire. You know, like after you that smoke that comes out after that, where it envelops and kind of clings to everything. Like that's like hiding over the top of the flavors. So it's almost like there's like a layer of smoke between you and the flavors. But it's rich and bold. A little bit, it's spicy. There's a little bit of a spice note in there. Excuse me, I had to exhale a bit there to be able to breathe in. Yeah, it was cool. The main thing was like this: when we first tasted it with Sean and Chad and I, we were a little skeptical at this point because I was like, we were really trying to figure out what that type of smoke flavor was, what was clinging on the top. I went with damp campfire is like hanging over the top of this, and then when you have it, the damp campfire is still there, but all the other flavors come flying out. This, just like the last one, has a burst and robust section of flavors coming through. Like I was saying, this is like, it's just hard to gather them all, what's going on. And that is why I like this. So I thought this was like the whiskey drinker's whiskey, because though you may not be down with the flavor profile, you're going to have to sit down with this, and every time it's going to be exciting. You know, like that is something that I kind of like a transcendent whiskey where you're like, try this. Like, well, it's not up my alley, but I can't even, there's like 7-8 things going on. A little sugar molasses in the front, a little light note. Oh man, spices, and I was just like a little sip, and spices and wood and oof. This one too is a little punchy. Oh, but yeah, dark raisin, like a plum, or more of like a prune, I think. Oh yeah, and then it's rich. The wood starts to come in. I think that molasses is still sticking around here at the end. And it does have a little bit of a smoke flavor to it still in my mouth. I thought this was one, like I said, sleeper. I didn't know what to expect. I haven't really heard of them too much. But this version was something I thought everyone should give a try to. If you're out at a bar, you're sitting at someone's house, you can get a bottle for weekend for people to try, because this was really interesting, and yeah, have a taste of it. It was, like I said, a sleeper one. If you're in Kentucky, it's a distiller that you don't hear as much about. I would go check it out. They have several other releases. It's worth, I mean, if they do one really well, chances are they're going to be doing the other ones really well, decent to really well as well too. So I just wanted to catch you up and have a little drink this morning. Happy Labor Day weekend to everybody. Sorry about the live stream. We'll get the things on that ironed out before the next one that we have. And remember, from my den to yours, it's not the size of the den that matters. It's the love of the whiskey. Cheers.